you very much. Yeah. So this is what I think it was. Okay, the window size mattered. Right, fine, got it. Thank you very much. Let's get going. Projects enable business value creation. Now don't look at it as slide. Look at it as something which you should understand, which you should remember. What do projects create? Why is there a project in the first place? We defined a project. It's a temporary endeavor to undertaken to create a product, result or service. That's what we said, right? That is a project. We defined a project. But why do we have a project? What is the need for a project? Projects cost money. Yesterday we said that. Some projects will cost you a few $1 billion, some projects will cost you some $10,000, $20,000. Irrespective of the size of the project, every project is going to consume dollars. Why would any business entity want to spend money on projects? Try to understand from a business view. If you are a business owner, if you are running a shop, if you are running an organization, if you are running a software company, and you are going to create a project and, and the team tells you, oh, we need $100,000 for this project. We need to procure this many servers, we need to get licenses for so many software, etc., etc. Now, why would you want to put 100,000? One question. The second question is, where will you generate this 100,000? This 100,000 doesn't sit in your bank account all the time. Every organization is struggling for meeting the expenses, right? Of course, they do generate profits, but not to the extent the way the big projects consume. So understand why we need projects. We define what a project is. Now, yesterday what we said, it is undertaken to create a product. That's what we saw yesterday, isn't it? It's undertaken to create a product. I will stop with product, service or result. Assume whenever we say product, service or result is included. This is a definition, so it includes service or result. In a class, it will not be telling you product, service or result every time. When I say product, it means service result also included, okay? So, it is creating a product. Why do you need the product? What if you did not invest the money? What if you did not create the product? These are questions you want to ask. Only then you will be able to understand what a project is, why it is created. Remember, yesterday I gave you the answer for this. Let us say you spend $1 million in creating a product called swimming pool. Fair enough? We will not go into the too many nitty-gritties, right? This is just an example for you to understand the concept. You are investing one, don't ask me whether it is leased land, owned land and all. We'll get out of all those nuances. Let's say all of us are forming one company, putting in money, and we are constructing a swimming pool. That's a product, isn't it? For $1 million. Now, as we are all business people, because we are investing money into the swimming pool project. Now, why do we do that? Are we going to just throw away $1 million if there are no takers? If the swimming pool is open and no one is going to come, what happens to us? What happens to our 1 million? That 1 million will slowly drain off, isn't it? Every month you are putting maintenance, electricity charge, water charge, salary for the people who are manning it. Month by month by month by month, this 1 million would have been gone. One day you will not have money to even pay for the salary or the water bill, correct? Utilities bill. So is it wise? No, that is why. To get the wisdom of it, what does the business owner do? The business owner always does a homework, a due diligence, a market research. He estimates. First thing he estimates is there a demand for swimming pool? Assume this swimming pool is surrounded by all condominiums. Every condominium has got an Olympic size pool. Who will come and use that swimming pool? Now, if the swimming pool is amongst in the middle of a few HDB blocks, no HDB block has got a swimming pool. All the residents of those HDB in the vicinity, the nearby place, right, will come and use the swimming pool. So the demand has to be assessed. That's a different exercise. It's called a pre-project work. It is done before the project is even conceived. And that demand will do all the demand estimates. They will put a price to it. How much do I price for my customers? Do I pay 1 hour $1? Do I charge 2 hours for $1? Do I charge $5 for 1 hour? That's again an estimate, a projection. People with experience, business experience, will be making the calculations. All are estimates. Nothing is cast in stone. Please understand that. Nothing is cast in stone. They are all estimates. So this, all that I'm saying are pre-project work. So project enable business value creation. In a swimming pool, what is the business value that we are creating? Let us say on end of December, we complete the swimming pool construction. 1st of January 2022, we throw it open to the public with a grand fanfare, marketing. We put the vouchers. We are making some minister to come and cut the ribbon, inaugurate it, etc., etc. Right? You get media attention, social media attention, everything. And what happens? From 1st January 2022, people, residents, public will start using the swimming pool. And when they use the swimming pool, they're going to be charged, isn't it? Based on whatever, $1, $2, whatever it is. So every day, end of 1st January 2022, if you look into your kitty, cash kitty, you would have got maybe $500, $600, $300, $1,000. And every day after day, 2nd January, 3rd January, and so on and so forth, you're going to get small amounts of dollars, $500, $1,000, $600, whatever. Correct? That, when converted, they take a lifetime. Let's say the lifetime of our swimming pool is 15 years. So I will calculate all the income that's going to come from the business for the 15 years and put a net present value as of today, what it is valuable, taking the interest rate into account. And I will also net off any operational expenses. That will be maintenance, right? Sometimes some tap will be leaking, sometimes some hole will be there, swimming pool water will go out, cleaning is required, you have to put disinfectants, etc., etc. All that maintenance cost will be also netted off. So they will look at net present value. That's called net present value. And net present value has to be higher. It has to be definitely more than the investment cost. This is what the business value creation is. So if you understand what is business value creation, wherever you hear of some project, you should be able to ask the question, oh, what will be the value creation from this project? When Marina Bay Sands came up, they put in an initial price tag of $5 billion, I think. I think there was a cost escalation. They got in the 2008 subprime crisis, and the total cost went, I think, close to $10 billion. But they have already recovered. Do you know that? I think in the first 2 years or 2.5 years, they have already taken back the $10 billion. Such was a huge demand for the Marina Bay Sands that utility as a whole. They have hotels, they have casinos, so many things. All put together, they have recovered their money. And now it is already doing profit. The payback has already happened. That is business value creation. Now let's assume a worst case. In our swimming pool, if people came only on day 1 and day 2, day 3, only $10 we are collecting, $20 we are getting, that means only one person comes up, 3 or 4 people only come. We don't have, the capacity is say 200 people, but we are only having 1 or 2 persons coming. Then what will happen? The income generated from the swimming pool project will be far less than what was estimated as, which means your calculations were wrong. That means your basis of estimate was wrong. The homework that you did it wrong. Maybe you had inexperienced people. Maybe the market has changed. No one would have expected a COVID to come. Then the COVID comes, swimming pool shuts down, right? From a health point of view. Then what happens? The project could go in a loss. The project may not be able to create value. So that possibility also exists. Remember that. So business value in project refers to the benefit that the results of a specific project provide to its stakeholders. When the project is completed, what did we say? The project is not called any more project. The project manager has gone out for a new job. The project team has been disbanded, and the project transforms into operations, because there is a product which can be operationalized. Understand that? The benefit from, please remember, kindly take notes. I've been saying this 1000 times. If you're thinking that you will remember, I can bet you would not remember. Please have the discipline of taking down points. Business value in projects refer to the benefit that the results of a specific project provide to its stakeholders. Who are its stakeholders? We'll see that in a minute. The benefit from projects may be tangible, intangible, or both. Tangible means dollar amounts. Intangible means what? It is not, you can't touch and feel it. It can be a reputation, improving in your branding, right? Improving in your perception, the market reputation. Oh, that's a very good product. When people say that, there is no dollar tag attached to it. But when 10,000 people tell you, oh, that's a very good project or product, automatically the value, the branding goes up. So branding can also be priced. Understand? There can be a dollar number put to branding. That is why when companies take over other companies, they call it goodwill. What is goodwill? Is it a touch and feel subject? No. Goodwill is the intangible, the reputation. The market research teams, they have a mechanism to put a dollar number to branding also. If you look at Adidas or Nike, and if some company is going to buy them, take over, there will be a huge amount of goodwill built in, because they have been in the market for such a long time. They have a reputation. The world over knows. The consumers know what is Nike and Adidas or whatever. So tangible means actual dollar numbers. Intangible means something like goodwill. Yeah. Many companies do capitalize. They give a financial treatment and they will say that they will put a dollar value to the goodwill in their books of accounts. Let's not go deep into that. Remember, intangible means something like a goodwill or a reputational reputation that you have earned. You see goodwill, brand recognition, public benefit, trademark, all these things. So tangible means monetary value, stockholder equity, market share. Why do we have projects? Factors that lead to the creation of a project. Why do we have a project? Maybe there is a new technology. When there was no artificial intelligence, the restaurants were served by waiters, correct? There will be waiters who will take orders from you. Hey, what do you want? Me goreng or pizza or whatever. Now what is happening? They're already experimenting. Robots, isn't it? There are robots have started taking over some of the restaurants. Maybe it's not too popular in Singapore. In Japan, I have seen some videos which that the robots are already taking over. They're not only taking over, they take the order and they serve also. They're completely replacing the human waiter. Can you see that? Why? New technology has come. The artificial intelligence is there. Robotics is taken over. So you will come out with a product. Now if there is a big restaurant in Raffles Place and they have started using robots, do you think the other big restaurants in Jurong or Paya Lebar or Orchard Road are going to keep quiet? Everyone will start wanting to get robots. So there will be a project to implement robots, customize the robots for their products, train them. The robots also need training, isn't it? All that. And then it's a project. Do you see that? So new technology can create a project. You know, have you heard of digital bank? I hope many of you are having bank accounts, and many of you are having it on your app, right? You are having your banking app on your smartphones. 10 years before, even 5-7 years before, did you imagine that you could do a POSB bank transaction or a OCBC bank transaction or from your mobile while you're traveling in a bus or in a train? You could not have imagined that. But why is it that today many banks have got digital apps? Because technology has enabled, newer technology has come which allows a secure transaction from the convenience of a mobile phone. Competitive forces. If other organizations are doing it, I will also catch up. If a big restaurant in Raffles Place is done, it's not only technology, it's combination, right? I want to compete with my competitor. I don't want to be any less. Sometimes you see in the market, if StarHub gives you a promotion, immediately Singtel will also mirror that promotion. Why? Because it's a competitive force. They don't want to lose the market share. Material issues, okay, I'll not go into each one of them. Political changes. Politically, governments can make certain rules. What if in a country, let us say, today there are people are working for 50 hours in a week. What if a new government takes over and say, oh, now our people will work only 36 hours. You can't expect them to work more than 36 hours. Then it's a change. So there's a project for that. Market demand. Customers are demanding for it. We always had this online shopping for quite some time. But with the pandemic coming, do you know how much the online shopping has gone up? Probably 100x. Everyone went online. Everyone wanted the safety of not going out, booking online orders, even groceries, even tomatoes, even your vegetables. Have you ever thought people will buy spinach from online? Today people are doing it, right? Even when online was coming in, now it has penetrated into the market. That's because of market demand. Consumers wanted the safety, so they went into online. So the online projects would have gone up. Economic changes, customer request, stakeholder demands. Customers are demanding, stakeholders are end users are demanding. Legal requirement. In a factory they say, oh, your carbon emission cannot be this percent. So they will have a new project to ensure that they are able to treat the effluents. Business process improvements. Yes, maybe your business processes are outdated. What happens in a service entity? People are always visiting the customer site to fix problems. But today you have remote login tools. Why could you not remotely log in with the customer's permission and resolve the problem? That way it is efficient. That way the customer also gets value. So business process improvements can also lead to projects. So societal need. No, there was a need for finding a vaccine, right? Last 1 year, the big pharma companies have been working heavily on coming out with a new product, new vaccine. That's a social need because government is driving that. Of course, it's not social for the company. The pharma company is commercial, but the government is going to fund it. Generally, many of the governments have been funding these projects. So for the government, it is a social need. They want to take care of their people. Strategic opportunity or business need. Strategic means very directional, business direction. You see something going to happen 5 years later, you start working for it now. Environmental conservation, again effluent treatment I said. So see, these are some of the reasons. Now let's get into project management. What is project management? We saw definition of a project. Now we are going to project management. Project management is application of knowledge. What knowledge? Is it your domain knowledge? If you are a hardware expert, is it your ability to know what is a router, what is a motherboard, what is a bus, what is a card, video card, audio card, Wi-Fi card, and so many other things? Because you are hardware, it is not that knowledge. It is not your domain knowledge. It is not your technical knowledge here. The application of knowledge here tells you the knowledge of the project processes. The 49 processes that we saw in the overview slide yesterday, that is what it refers to. Why? Remember, yesterday I was telling you, Project Management Institute, PMI, does not mandate that a project manager should be a domain expert. I can be from an IT industry, but if I have a PMP qualification, PMI says there is absolutely no problem for me to take project management of a oil and gas project, even though I do not know anything about oil and gas. It's not about the domain knowledge. It is not about the knowledge about gas, oil, exploration techniques, the chemical formula and all. It's about the processes, the 49. I should be able to do risk management. I should know what is the important schedule management. I should know how do I create a work breakdown structure. All the 49 processes together will constitute project management knowledge. Of course, you need to have the skills you acquire. You need the experience, tools and techniques. We'll see all of this in the next few. Every process has got certain tools and techniques. Again, these are not third-party tools. These are generic tools. We don't put in any project. PMI does not tell you, oh, you have to apply a specific third-party tool like ServiceNow. ServiceNow is a company, isn't it? Jira is a tool, isn't it? They don't go in for third-party or specific, company-specific. They will not recommend any company or any brands because the framework has to be independent of the market. But they will come in with some generic tools like fishbone diagram, brainstorming. Brainstorming is a tool, but is it patented by any company? Do you have to pay a license fee for any company to use brainstorming? No. Okay. So tools and techniques to project activities to meet project requirements. We'll see what the project activities are. This is the work that we are going to do to create the product. Okay? Project management is application of skills, knowledge, tools and techniques to project activities to drive, to meet, to generate the project requirements, to address the project requirements. Any questions? I'm on slide 19. You need to understand the difference between a project, a program, portfolio, and operations management. Project, by now you know what it is. What did we say? A project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a product, service, or result. So let's assume there is a project manager who is responsible, who is accountable for delivering the product. Yes. So thanks for that question, Rajesh. Market research definitely plays a very big part in the product initiation. It is the backbone of the pre-project work done. Market research may be done by the company itself if they have the required people, experienced people, or if they don't have that strength, they may go to third-party market research companies. Market research, what does it mean? It means what is the demand for your product? what is the acceptable pricing for the product, and what could be the revenue that is generated from operationalizing the product. These are the drivers that will tell you whether the project itself is a go or no go decision. Let's say we are all in the software business. All of us are in one company doing software. Suddenly, let's assume that I'm the CEO and say, oh, let's get into liquor business. Import and export of liquor or brewing of liquor, alcohol. And say, oh, let's do this. Now I need to do market research, right? I will have to do scenario planning. What if the government imposes certain restrictions on liquor? What are the harmful effects on the society? Are there activists in the market who will stop, who will agitate? Several things are done as part of market research, scenario planning, brainstorming, and then a range can be put. Oh, I would expect what is the revenue dollars. The revenue dollars is a key driver to your go or no go decision on the project. If it is not making a positive business case, that means if the returns are lesser than the investment, it's clearly a no go. So the question is very nice question. Market research in different forms definitely plays a huge role in the go no go decision of the project itself. If companies fail to do a proper job in the market research, then they are open to certain risks. Risks of success, risks of failure, either way. Many projects fail, many projects terminate, many organizations, big organizations, they would have started a project. I know of a bank, a huge German bank. It started a project. They had already spent $200 million. And then they called off the project. That means they wrote off $200 million. $200 million for us may look like a big sum, but this big organization, it was okay. Market research is not part of the project team. Market research is a pre-project. So there is no project manager for the market research. It's done by the business sponsors themselves. They could engage third-party consultants or they could do in-house. We don't go deep into that. But understand that there's a pre-project work. That is important. So what is a program? Now program is a combination of projects and related projects done as a program. Let's say I have got two projects. I'm going to expand business in Indonesia and I'm going to expand business in Indonesia and in Vietnam. I can do it as two separate projects. Now let's assume that they need to buy, each one needs to buy software. The Indonesia project manager will buy a software from say IBM, $1 million. The Vietnam project manager will buy it from Tata Consultancy Services for say 1.2 million. So each project manager is running it independent of the other one. Now what happens if these two projects are managed as a program? That means both the project managers are reporting into a program manager. If you are the program manager, will you allow Indonesia team to go for IBM product and Vietnam to go for a TCS product? What will you say? Hey, let's standardize on one particular vendor, one particular software that we need to do. Let's negotiate. Let's hard bargain. You may choose either IBM or TCS, but the total price will be what? You might do it in the total price of 1.2 for both the geographies, isn't it? Do you see how much you save when you do it as a program manager? There may be common resources. You will not have separate resources for each team. You will be using all your resources, human resources and non-human resources, very, very optimally. So that is the program. You have the benefits of scale. You don't get when you do it as individual projects. A portfolio is a much higher level concept. If there is a regional CEO, the CEO is probably the portfolio manager. Remember, just now I gave you an example. We are in the IT business. Suddenly I say, let's get into alcohol business. Now, a portfolio manager will think on those lines. We will be looking at the marketplace. We will see which are the sunrise industries in the market, which are the products that have potential, over a 5-year horizon, 10-year horizon, and that kind of ability to see the bigger landscape, more business focus.